I do want to pivot really quick though, because you mentioned Louisville. There's something that we have to talk about there. I think our producer Dagan Hughes has the audio lined up for something that came out of the press conference. Malik Williams, kind of the senior leader on that roster, was asked a question about the coaching staff, and I think you guys, it's interesting. I think we should listen to this.
Sometimes we just don't bring it. Do you think the players are still responding to this coaching staff, or are they tuning them out?
I don't have a comment for that.
They are 5-4 in the ACC. They've lost 4 of their last 5. They just got drubbed at home by Notre Dame. I understand that Chris Mack's in a tough spot. He's got a new team with a bunch of new pieces and a bunch of transfers, and he missed the first 6 games, and he wasn't there for them to all kind of embed together. But they're not getting better. They're getting worse now that he's back, man. Goodman, what do you make of this Louisville team, the situation that Coach Mack is in?
Yeah, I think it's the beginning of the end. I do. I don't know if he makes it beyond this season. I think when you're at Louisville and you don't go to the NCAA tournament 2 years in a row, the fan base obviously is going to come out after you. And then you throw in all the other things that have happened, pre-Chris Mack, with obviously the Pitino stuff that was never ending. And then the Dino Gaudio situation in the offseason where, there was just no reason for it to get there. And then honestly, then the school hits Chris Mack with a suspension because he didn't have somebody from human resources in there when he fired Dino Gaudio. Like the dumbest thing ever. See, I think it's all dumb, but ultimately they can fire Mack because of these level 2 violations. So we'll see if that thing is handled by the appeal it's not going to be handled by April. So I think Louisville might have a decision on their hands. They owe him a ton of money, but I don't see this ending especially well. But, listen, I thought it had to be done with the staff. I thought his biggest –
You thought he had to fire Luke Murray?
No, I thought he made a mistake hiring Dino Gaudio in the first place. That's what I thought. I thought it was a bad hire.
I've said it before. Look, Doug, I'll go to you on this because I know that you hoops a little bit better than me, but I think Luke is such a smart offensive mind. It's not surprising to me to see them go from being a team that was a top 60 team in offensive efficiency to right now they are 179 in offensive efficiency according to KenPom. It's a problem.
I agree with you. Luke's a friend. I've never had a bad. Matt can give you awkward. You can have awkward sometimes interactions with him, but I've never had like a bad interaction with him. But forget about all the other stuff. Like, dude, they were boys. Okay. And
there was staff dysfunction, but there was staff dysfunction.
There's lots of staff dysfunction.
Right.
There's lots of that happens a lot of places. You told me how much you hate Rob, right? You told me that. You're like,
you're not supposed to say that, Doug. Not on the air.
I'm not muted, right? Yeah. Anyway, you were trying to push him aside. Me and you were supposed to host this thing. That's what you told me. Anyway, no, and what Luke told me, I don't know if I'm supposed to share this, but I don't really care, was there wasn't really an explanation given. Like, he just called him in after the season, no warning, and said, I'm making a change. Sorry. And obviously Luke was pissed, but that only happens when an administrator says, hey, dude, you got to shake it up or we're going to make a change. Right. So when that happens, that's a telltale sign that the guy's told, you got to fix this. You got a year to fix it.
I don't think that was necessarily the case. I think he looked at the talent level on that roster and he said, we got like 3 or 4 decent players and the rest of the team isn't very good. So I got to do something here. Again, staff dysfunction plus not enough talent. I think
I believe he's very likely getting fired. And here's why. Okay. Not just that. And Cal says this to everybody, right? He always said like, hey, Pitino said this to me. Like, the second Kentucky fans walked into the Yum Center, Kentucky was getting a new arena, right? Because it's just so competitive between them. And Kentucky sucked last year. And this year they're going to play for got a chance to play for a national championship. Louisville sucked last year, right? And they sucked this year. And to have 2 years, second, when Kentucky figured it out and fixed it in a year and they couldn't, and you have just as many people who would do the name, maybe not as many, but close, who would do the name, image, and likeness. Like, you can go out and get players. They didn't do a good enough job. And again, this is the other part is, like, if it was Murderers Row and Roy Williams has got it going in Carolina, Virginia's got it going, and Pitt's got it going, and the league stinks.
No, you're right.
You stink.
Listen, you're 100% right on that. Like, there's no excuse. You're Louisville. There's no excuse for not being in the mix for the number 2 spot right now in the ACC. If you're Louisville, they have a horrible point guard situation. Their front court stinks.
That to me is they've misevaluated the point guard position since he's been there. They've taken a couple of transfers and they've tried to patch it together and they tried to hold it together. And like, you need 2 or 3 guys that can handle at that spot. And they just haven't been able to do it. They've taken some guys that weren't true guys, or they've had some injuries there. And like, you go through the kind of whole list of it, or taking guys that weren't really at their level, because you get to that super high elite level, it's different, it just is. I think that thing's a mess. And that's the type of place where you might get 1 year, but 2 years of being bad, it's really hard. And somebody will write a check, or they'll use those level 2 violations, which are BS, to try and get out of paying them.
BS.
Yeah, we got about a minute, Jeff, real quick. But I do just want to ask you guys, Chris walked in there when there was a whole bunch of stuff hanging over that program from an NCAA perspective. How much of an impact do you think that had on him being unable to get this program going again? And should that be factored in when we're talking about whether or not he needs to be axed?
Yeah, no, it affected him from getting top 25 players, right? I mean, I think he was still able to get, and he did it early. If you remember, Luke
killed it.
Yeah, Luke really helped them on a class right away. So everybody thought they were going to be able to do that every year, and they weren't able to. And I don't know if it was kind of luck. Obviously, David Johnson would have went whether any of the 3 of us were the coach at Louisville. He was going to Louisville no matter who the coach was. So I think there was some luck in that first class involved, but then you saw it start to affect overall. And again, Dino Gaudio got a bunch of the players that were on that team.
And guys, we're getting caught up in the weeds. You got a different athletic director than the one that hired you, right? That you never want that. You don't want a new arena. You want a new AD. You don't want a new president. They got new AD and new president. Like, that is not good news for Chris Mack.